Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. It is July 14th. Hope you guys had an amazing week last week. Last week, I was at the beach in Outer Banks, North Carolina with my family, getting some great time away. We actually, probably for the last, as an Acre family, probably for the last 30 years, we've been going to Outer Banks. We rent a massive house now because there's a lot of people. I think we had 55 people in one house. So as you can imagine, extremely loud and chaotic, but a lot of fun. Just relaxing on the beach with the family. I want to come to you today and talk about, of course, this Monday Mindset. So we want to touch a little bit on mindset, but it's also mindset, marketing, and money, right? You got to get your mindset right so you can get your marketing right, so you can get your money right. And I want to talk a little bit about marketing. I titled this, The Key to Marketing. And I'm going to give you that key today. So for those who don't know, I've been running Reminder Media now for well over a decade and worked with over 153,000 small businesses. And our main goal is to help them with their marketing. And how do we help them stand out? How do we help them acquire, nurture the leads that matter most to their business? That's what we're trying to do. But ultimately, your marketing comes down to what a lot of people confuse in marketing is they go straight towards the design and the copy, but it doesn't matter how good of a designer you are. It doesn't matter how good your copy is if you are not targeting the right audience. That is really the key to marketing. Marketing comes back to the quality of your marketing will be dictated by the quality of your list. Developing your list is probably the most important thing in business. It is the first thing I teach people to do, whether you get into insurance, you get into real estate, or any other service-based business. The number one question I ask people is, where is your list? Who is on your list? And the key here is you can't develop a great list if you don't know what you're selling and you don't know who you're trying to sell to. So the greatest activity you can do as a business owner and as a marketer is to sit down and build out your ideal persona. Like, who is your ideal target audience? And I should actually check and make sure that you guys can hear me here and that I'm live, because oftentimes, yeah, we look good. And Joe, what's up, brother? See your comment. Lily, Flip, good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. But the key is, like, who is your ideal target audience? Spend some time and actually sit down and think about, who am I selling to, right? Medicare is such an obvious example. You're selling to people who are 65 or older. But oftentimes you might be wanting to get to them before they even get to the buying age. So you try to map out, who's my ideal target audience. Maybe you're trying to reach the kids of the seniors who need Medicare because you know they're helping their parent make the decision. But you've got to narrow down whatever product and service you're selling. You got to ask yourself, who buys my product? Who is my ideal target audience? What is their age? What is their sex? What is their demographic information? Where's their geographic information? Once you have all this down, so for us here, we have a persona called Dan and Stacy Shanner, and we've made these personas of Dan and Stacy Shanner so our marketers know who they're targeting, how old these people are, where they hang out, what they're into, because that's going to influence all of your design. It's going to influence all the copy that you write. And most importantly, it's going to influence where you target from a marketing perspective. Meaning, if you're trying to target people who are 65, where do people who are 65 hang out? Where do they spend their time? What are they reading? What websites are they visiting, right? Because there's different mediums of marketing based upon where your audience is. And what I see people get so wrong, and it's so glaring when we got into paid advertising. So we do a lot of Facebook ads now for clients. We do a lot of Instagram advertising and stuff like that. We will come across people's accounts, no joke, where they're running Facebook ads for the whole country, and they're not even licensed in all these states that these leads might even come in from, or they're targeting a zone that they don't even service. And so it's like the obvious, but it's not so obvious to people. And you got to sit down and actually write out, who is my ideal target audience and where do these people actually hang out? And then once you get that, then you've got to look at your database as a living document. You got to see it as something that's going to be ever changing, ever being added to, removed from. Most people understand they need a CRM, but it's like 15 to 20% of the industry actually uses their CRM, right? So go check out Alex Branding at Agent CRM if you need a great CRM. Guy's amazing. Actually, fun fact, I had Alex down here at our office. I was trying to convince him to join forces with me. So, Alex, if you watch this, man, you're amazing. You should still join forces with me. But he has a great CRM. Guy's amazing. But most people who buy a CRM or get access to a CRM because their company has given it to them, they don't use it. It's like 15 to 20% of the industry actually uses their CRM, and it starts with your database. No joke, I have about 17 people employed right now that all they do all day long, you know what it is? They literally call agents, and they help agents put together their list. They actually will sit there and try to help agents find where they have names, things like, okay, have you ever invited people to a wedding? Have you, how many friends do you have on Facebook? Here's a DM message that you can send this person to help you get their address so you can put it into your CRM. They are paid all day long just to get listing photos for us to be able to do people's marketing, because marketing it's a travesty. It's like the gym. People buy marketing and they never use it. They buy the gym membership and they never go to the gym, and it starts because they haven't developed their list. And here's something you should think about, right? So on average, if only 15 to 20% of agents are actually using their CRM, that means it's not too hard to become the best of the best in this industry if you just take the time to sit down and go, okay, who's my ideal target audience? How old are they? Where do they live? What are they into? What mediums do they read and do they listen to? And how do I advertise on those mediums? How do I then develop a list of these people in my CRM so I add these names, add these email addresses, add these addresses? And my goal is not quantity, even though I want to get to quantity. The goal is quality. You must have a quality list, right? Because you need to have email addresses. You need to have home addresses if you can get them, so you can actually market to these people effectively. And if you think about, on average, you should be seeing around 10% of your database a year converting. Around 10% of your database easily converting into a transaction for you. So if you think about your list, and oftentimes it's more for people, but just on average, 10% should be converting to you. Can you get to 1,000 actual people in your database, and then you have 100 guaranteed sales for you right there every year? Because then you go to the next step, which is, how do you actually market to that list? How do you build that list so you can market to these people? And here is one thing I would challenge you as a tip. Most people segment their database based upon what they want to gain from their database. Very few segment their database based upon what their clients want to get from them. So I want you to think about your database two ways. One is, what do you want from your database? That's your VIP list. These are the people who buy from me. These are the people who give me referrals, right? You have your A list, your B list, your C list. But I want you to switch your methodology a little bit and start thinking, well, who are these people? And what do these people in my database want to receive from me in communication? And how do I give these people what they want based upon a segmentation that way? Most people never think about their database that way. So they end up marketing to their database constantly through the lens of what they want to receive from these segments versus thinking about the segments and what the segments actually want to receive from you. It's just a nice little hack that you can do. Then look at your database, and your goal for your database is, once you've identified the ideal persona, you've collected the information, email address, home address, then you move to going, okay, how do I learn about who these people are? And the hack I always love to use is the Ford methodology. How do I learn about Joe Campert's family? How do I learn about Joe Campert's occupation? How do I learn about Joe Campert's recreation, meaning his hobbies, what he's into? How do I learn about Joe Campert's dreams and what he actually wants to accomplish? Your goal, and you'll probably never fully get there with everybody in your database, but your goal with your database is to go, for every single person I have in my database, I want to know their family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Because then I have such a quality list, and here's the key point. The value of your business, what is a sellable asset to the next person who wants to buy it, is your client base. That is the sellable asset for you. They're probably not going to be buying in a service-based business like yours. They're probably not going to be buying your operations because they already have their own operations. They're going to be buying your client base, your residual income coming in from those clients, and also your potential future income that can come out of the database. And where most people fail is they do not actually have a sophisticated database management system. They don't have a sophisticated nurture system. and they focus all their time on trying to market, but they're marketing to the wrong people with the wrong messaging, and it doesn't actually produce results. And so if you're wondering why you're not getting good return on investment for your emails, good return on investment for your print, good return on investment for your Facebook ads, first go to who you're marketing to. Do I actually have the right list, or do I have a bot list of email addresses that are junk and not quality? Have I not set up the targeting right in my Facebook ads manager where I'm just targeting the whole nation and not even targeting the zones that I want or the audience likes and interests that I want? You can do this for all avenues of actual media or marketing. Look at your list, and that is where the key to marketing comes down to. Quality of your list dictates quality of your marketing. Quality of your list will dictate quality of your results. Guys, it's Monday. I listened to a video today with our sales team, Eric Thomas, the great Eric Thomas. Man, I got FOMO not being at 8%. I was on the beach and seeing all the stuff being posted about 8%. I got FOMO. I hope you guys had a great time if you attended. But it reminded me of Eric Thomas, and we shared this today with our sales team. And Eric Thomas shared the story on this video of holding that guy underwater and the guy struggling to breathe. And the guy wanted to learn the keys to success. And when that guy actually let him out of the water, he said, hey, what did you want so badly right there? And he said, the guy said, well, I wanted to live, man. I wanted to breathe. He goes, exactly. Until your goals are at the level of the desire of you want it to breathe, you will not be successful. You must want success as bad as you want oxygen. You must have a goal big enough that makes you do whatever it takes to actually accomplish it. So I want to challenge you that today is as you get started on this week, man, get out there and win. Get out there and win for you. Get out there and win for your clients. Get out there and win for your family. But your goal has to be like oxygen, man. You got to keep going and wanting to get it. I love Eric Thomas. Go check out that video. It is well worth the 5 minutes to watch that little clip there. Let's get out there and win. Appreciate you guys. Happy Monday.